Welcome to Top Tier Wrestling, your ultimate destination for all things AEW and WWE. Whether you're a hardcore wrestling fanatic or just a casual viewer, we've got you covered with the latest news, in depth show reviews, and our unfiltered opinions on everything happening in the world of professional wrestling. Join us as we dive into the high octane action, dramatic storylines, and backstage buzz of AEW and WWE. Get ready to step into the ring with us and stay on top of the wrestling world. This is Top Tier Wrestling. Welcome to the Top Tier Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Wrestling Machine, Don Angle, joined as always by the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. Kurt Angle from Wish.
God.
We're here to talk about WWE's Survivor Game War Series. War Games.
Nailed it.
Yes! Sweet. So happy. Ding! Everybody, let's get into it.
Third angle from Wish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, this WWE Survivor Series War Games is brought to us at Petco Park in San Diego, California. The location becomes extremely relevant for one of the matches this evening. But this War Games got off to a fast start with the women's War Games match just opening up. And I think it surprised us both a little bit. Like we had tried to predict who the entrance orders would be, most certainly for the men. But I think we were both surprised to see Charlotte Flair and Asuka were starting things off.
Yeah. Crazy.
Um, Now I know I was thinking, like I always think, like who's got the best cardio, right? Like to start things off. Because if you've got bigger wrestlers like Nia and Lash, maybe they'll struggle if they have to start the match. But yeah, I was a little surprised. That said, what were your thoughts on this women's War Games match?
Um, I think it did a great job of setting the tone for the rest of the show. Um, and I mean, they did a great job in the match in general, and of course the storytelling was there as well. But I think everybody looked good. Rhea looked especially uh amazing against the likes of like Nia Jackson, Lash Legend, and Lash Legend I think was the MVP of that particular match. Even
Mm-hmm.
though we also had the classic Io Sky executing a breathtaking dive from the top of the cage while inside a trash can. Um, I think that's gonna be like tradition now. If she's in a war games
Yeah.
or a match like that, expect the trash can dive, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Um, but yeah, everybody looked good. Again, though, Lash for me was the star of the channel. Um, and it made sense that they had to take her out in order for uh in order for Rhea's team to get any kind of leeway, to get any kind of upper hand here. They had to take Lash Legend out of the of the match basically. I just like the way they did it with, the mist in the eyes and all that. Um, the timing was kind of weird, but you know what I mean? Like I kind of feel like so there's a point in the match where Rhea is basically in kind of like in a daze and standing and Oscar's about to deliver the mist. She's about to spray her in the face with mist, and Charlotte is supposed to come out of nowhere and basically uh push both herself and Rhea out of the way, and the mist was supposed to get, like somebody else was supposed to get it. I don't think Charlotte knew who was going to get it, but she was trying to trying to stop Rhea from getting it. But I think she got there too early, so she was essentially just standing there standing there with Rhea, and that was the only thing that was kind of weird. She was just kind of standing there with her, like, I don't know, like we're both dazed now for some reason. She's like,
I
"Oh, you're
mean,
da—" Yeah, like she ran up on Rhea and she was like, "Oh no, I had no idea your days was, you know, g-
contagious.
contagious." But so other than that though, it was great. Like I said, for like the third or fourth time, it did a great job of setting the tone for the rest of the show. And that's all I got to say about that.
I tend to agree with you. In this match, there were some excellent spots, but there were a few minor hiccups. Nothing I would say like full on constitutes a botch, but some stuff where the timing or the coordination was a little off. Like there was a
Yeah.
point where Naya and Lash uh both did sort of a double gorilla or military press to Io Sky, and they
Oh
lost their
yeah.
grip on her a little bit, and they had to
Yeah.
like get her back up in order to pitch her from one ring into the next and hit all of the other team's, ladies with her.
I
Um,
mean, they got it, and it looked crazy when they did, but yeah, there
yeah,
was a little
yeah,
bit of a
a little hiccup. But to be perfectly honest, considering the number of moving parts in this kind of a match, I can forgive small things like that. That's really not bad. There was also apparently there was a point where I think it was AJ and Charlotte were taking turns stepping on Becky Lynch's face while it was air quotes pressed against the cage.
uh,
But there was one camera angle that showed that, like, her face wasn't anywhere near the cage. Like, not that that makes being like, having your head stepped on any better, but it was a shot that they moved away from very quickly. Um, Other than that, though, like, again, there were some excellent spots. You mentioned Asuka's, like, now kind of a tradition at War Games, diving from the top of the cage with wearing a
no,
trash can.
not Oscar, Io.
Sorry, EO. Sorry. Um, and it was good.
Yeah,
She put the trash can on and hit this massive swanton bomb, which kind of set the stage for their team to win, because I think the only one who was spared from that was
Becky.
Becky.
She was
And
just standing there
the
like,
real
"Uh-oh."
that was kind of the like very final moments, but where it started to go downhill for the Mean Girls team was the aforementioned Asuka spraying Lash in the face on accident, because I believe it was, I don't know, we'll call it Team Naya. It was Team Naya's match to win. They just had so much like
Yeah,
bigger, more heavyweight, like between Naya and Lash, it was going to be brutal because Lash Legend is insane as an athlete.
yeah,
And she's one of the few people I've ever seen get into the ring and just body Rhea Ripley.
yeah,
Like more so than I've ever seen Nia Jax do, and I don't know that I've ever seen Jade Cargill get in the ring with her, but like Lash Legend is really, really good, like really, really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing how she does on now that she's an official member of the SmackDown main roster, which they announced at the beginning of this match that this was her first match as an official member of the main roster of SmackDown. So nicely done. I feel like Lash did really well with every spot she was given. Again, the minor hiccup between her and Naya, trying to both double military press Io Sky was, I mean, the fact that they could recover it when they're holding a woman over their head was pretty good.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, after Lash got sprayed in the face and then Io Swanton trash can dives off the top, it pretty much leaves Becky Lynch on her own with the other members of the team. That results in a sequence where she takes a straight right. Then she gets riptided by Rhea Ripley, and then AJ Lee puts her into, I think she calls it the Black Widow, but it's an octopus hold is the technical
Yeah,
name for it.
yeah, yeah.
And that forces Becky to have to tap out because there's literally no one left in the match to save her at that point. And so Team Rhea, I guess we'll go with, picks up the win here in War Games. And
Yes, and
it was a solid start. I agree with you there. It was good.
yeah, with Io and Rhea making very questionable.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go on about that at the
Very
end. Yeah,
man, like I don't know what they're doing. Okay, listen. I have had female friends before. Okay. I don't ever remember any of them jumping on me, wrapping their legs around my waist. I'm talking friends, guys. Get
that sounds like
friends.
not very good female friends, honestly.
Yeah. Like I've never never I've never experienced that. I've never cupped any of their faces in my in my hands and looked longingly into their eyes. That's never been a thing. I think the closest that's
Yeah,
I think the closest I've gotten to that is one of my friends farted on me. That's like that's it. Like she yeah, I can hear she ran up on me and like pounced and farted and then she ran away. Like that
no.
is
Oh
that
my
is as
god.
close as that's ever gotten. So I don't know what kind of relationship they have, what kind of friendship that is, but
Yeah,
please film
you
it.
you may not have waited long enough. I think Io and Rhea are past the pounce fart stage and are moving rapidly toward the
Oh,
questionably lesbianic relationship phase.
oh, okay. All right, they're just get friends. Yeah,
But
crazy.
yeah, yeah, we make jokes about like, hey, make out, but like I thought they were actually gonna. Like I thought Rhea and Io were about
Yes,
to just
I
start
like.
making out.
I'm not I like. I'm kind of joking, or I'm making some jokes, but I am being very serious when I say that their relationship looks like. Do we need to come back? I kind of
Do
feel
y'all
like
need a room?
yeah, I kind of feel like we are invading your privacy right now. Like, should we look away? What do you guys need from us? I don't know. But yeah.
What can we do to make this look awkward? Um, but yeah, this was a very solid opening to War Games. And I look forward to seeing on SmackDown and Raw like the ways in which Rhea and Io make us question both of those women's stated sexualities. Um, but it's not long before we get to the second match of the night, and this one just sets the roof on fire with the people coming out. Like we start with Dominic Mysterio coming out, and we're in San Diego, so this is his hometown, and he is challenging the freshly crowned WWE Intercontinental Champion John Cena for a rematch for the belt that he just lost to him.
Yeah.
And in this match, I gotta say, this was a really fun match.
Yeah.
Throughout the match, there's a point where Dominic Mysterio tries to do some of his shenanigans, but it's not until he pulls a really good fast one. There's a point where he runs on. They're both outside the ring, John Cena and Dominic Mysterio, and Dom tries to run across the barricade outside of there and do a Hurricane Rana, and this mimics what had just happened to Penta on Raw. And Dom then proceeds to kind of crash land on his shoulder and his head and then feigns injury, or at least we think he's feigning it, right? Like, we don't know until he makes it clear that he's feigning it. And while they're all out there checking on Dom, John Cena's just standing in the ring when Raquel Rodriguez and Roxy Perez ambush him, and Raquel just comes up behind him, grabs hold of him, and hits him with like a picture perfect Tejana bomb. So
Bruh, she held him up there. Like
yeah, make
he
no
had
mistake,
to
Raquel is
assist.
strong as shit. Like that's
Holy
250 pounds of John Cena that she was like, yeah, and
bruh, I was very impressed. Yes.
but after eating the Tejana bomb, immediately Roxy picks him up and gives her pop rocks or gives John Cena pop rocks. So he's just eaten two of their, two finishers. And immediately following that, Dominic Mysterio, who was out there selling like his neck being destroyed, jumps up and hops into the ring and immediately 619 and frog splashes John Cena. And we're like, oh man, that's how this is going to go down. But the referee is not having it. He's like, wait a minute, wait, you were just dead. And now John Cena is dead in the ring from what? So the ref ain't buying it, so he doesn't count the count, and like Dominic is all, this is bullshit, man, and this allows John Cena some time to get back into this match. Um, and he starts to try and go for his 5 moves of death with the flying shoulder tackles, but on the second shoulder tackle, I think Dom ducks, and so John Cena sails directly into the ref, which just kills the ref. He's dead now. And so this allows the rest of Judgment Day, JD and Finn, to, charge the ring, and they proceed to start trying to double team John Cena. And John eventually turns it around enough to throw JD and Finn into one of the corners, like, pancaked on each other. And then he goes over and delivers a double attitude adjustment to both of them. And the crowd just loses their shit, as they should.
It
It was
was yeah,
fantastic. And
amazing.
so now John Cena has successfully fended off both members, or all 4 members of the Judgment Day that are not Dominic Mysterio, and they proceed to continue fighting and doing their thing, but there's still no ref. The ref is dead. And so John Cena's, I want to say, he's looking around and he's like, well, we need a ref. So I think he starts calling for one, but instead of a ref coming out, we have a returning Liv Morgan. And so Liv and Cena and Dom are both just kind of standing there like, what's happening? And Liv Morgan makes her way into the ring, and she nods at John Cena, who's just looking at her like, I don't want any smoke, and I don't know what's happening. And Dom is like, Liv, baby, honey, sweetie. And Liv walks up to him and just slaps the bejesus. She slaps the mullet and the mustache off of him.
They flew off. I saw it.
Yeah, yeah. Somewhere in the crowd is a mullet and mustache. So she lays out Dom, and
Landed on
John
the
Cena's
baby.
like, "Oh snap! She slapped the crap out of you, bud." And then she turns to John Cena, and John's like, "Whoa, hey, whoa!" And she runs and dives on him with a level of like affection that is reserved only for Io and Rhea.
Ah, you took it
Same
out of
thing
my
though.
brain.
Yeah, she jumps and wraps her legs around John, and John's like, "What is happening?" And she's hugging him real close. And then she does a callback to when John Cena hugged Cody Rhodes just before he made his big heel turn, and she does the evil face, like she was happy, and then she's like, "Evil live," and
Crazy.
she hops down off of John and then proceeds to straight just blatantly kick him in the junk the same way he did Cody Rhodes. So they managed to stash a really good callback here from what happened with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. And so after she kicks John Cena's yam bag, uh, Dominic
Hey,
Mysterio, is
giblets.
recovered, and it turns out that this was like their plan all along. And so this is another one where Dom has outsmarted the competition. And so he gets John into the 619 and another frog splash. And somehow at this point, I think Liv got the
Liv
ref
got the
up
ref.
and back
Yeah.
into the mat. And so 1, 2, 3, John Cena gets pinned, giving Dominic Mysterio a win over John Cena, which is huge. But it makes Dominic Mysterio regain the WWE Intercontinental Championship that he had only just lost.
Yeah.
And this made for a hella great match. Like there was so much storytelling. The spots were good. We got the double AA. We got to see Raquel Rodriguez give John Cena a Tejana bomb, which was just outstanding.
Yeah.
This match had everything, and if I'm being perfectly honest, it probably becomes match of the night. Not, I mean, the in-ring action wasn't like blow your mind, but everything that we saw in this match was a spectacle, and it furthered a story in the match, and it was really, really good.
Yeah. No,
Um,
this was match of the night for me too. And I don't think the wrestling was bad. Yeah, but I do agree that it was really the storytelling here. And just watching Dominic Mysterio get better and better every single match. Like
yeah.
it's amazing to see, and it could not have happened. Oh, none of this could have happened to like a better young talent.
Yeah, this was a fantastic putting over of Dominic Mysterio and the Judgment Day by
And
John
this,
Cena,
yeah, yep,
and I
yep,
think all parties looked good for how well put together this match ended up flowing.
yeah,
I mean, it had everything. It had a callback. It had Dominic Mysterio showing that he really is kind of playing 4D chess with his opponents, which has kind of been what they've been setting the stage for the past like little while, where he's been using more and more of like the Eddie Guerrero school of winning matches by outmaneuvering and cheating. And this was just that at its pinnacle. And
yeah,
I couldn't be happier for this. Like this match just had everything for everyone. It was good.
yeah,
Um, and I know we talked about it a bit. Like we had been speculating, like how cool would it be if in the Time Is Now tournament, Sheamus was able to make it all the way to the end and win the Intercontinental Belt. And I'm not entirely convinced that that wasn't initially the plan, but I think Sheamus did actually get hurt, and so they had to pivot. And if this is their pivot, freaking genius! This was a
yeah.
great way to do it.
I agree.
Uh, Um, so yeah, I just have nothing but good things to say about this particular match. Dominic Mysterio, all of the Judgment Day, and John Cena, all of them looked ace in this. It was
Yeah,
great.
I agree. They did. For me, this was also match of the night. And as I said, the storytelling was really good. There was a big fight feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like John Cena, like the crowd lost their shit for John Cena's entrance. Um, uh, Judgment Day's interference was good. I was a little like, what just happened? When Liv came out, I kind of felt like when I originally saw it, I kind of felt like it was like, like this is a lot, Robin. Um, but it for me, if I go back and I think about it and rewatch the ending there, it made a lot more sense. And it comes together, or the match comes together a bit better for me. Um, Again, Dominic Mysterio's opportunism is chef's kiss.
yeah,
He's so he's so just smart, and it's showing um with each match. It's just like he's clever on the mic. Like we're looking at like more of the future of WWE, of wrestling in general.
yeah.
Um
He's got the kind of cunning that's only cultivated by a man who's done prison time and been raised by a deadbeat father.
that's true. That's true. Yeah. He's lived a hard life, and for him to come like do a 180 and just be the greatest luchador that has ever existed. It's got to be a lot. It's got to be a lot
The
for him.
king, the
Yeah,
king of the luchadors.
it's
And
it's
I
got to
mean,
be a lot,
they
man.
they make much ado about how Jacob Fatu came from a similar prison riddled background, but I don't think they give Dom enough credit for doing the same
Yeah,
thing. And he did it
yeah, they don't.
first.
Yeah, he did. That's true. That is absolutely true. Yeah.
Acts of truth. This is why Dominic Mysterio is 2025's Wrestler of the Year.
Yep. Deal with it.
But lest we spend the entire evening talking about the greatness that is Dominic Mysterio, and he is.
And we could definitely do that.
But lest we do that, we should now move on to the third match of the night,
Do
which
we have
is
to?
we have to. It was on the card. This match is Stephanie McCurr, the WWE Women's World Champion, defending her title against her betrayer, Nikki Bella. Now, I feel like I'm going to let you take the lead on this. What did you think about this match?
Uh, to be perfectly honest, it was my least favorite. Well, I mean, I wasn't looking forward to it from the get go. I feel like the storyline here was rushed for some reason, and I don't think they needed to. Since they have had plenty of other slow burn. Uh, betrayals and turns. I don't know why this one had to be so. I don't know. I don't know. And to be perfectly honest, I don't even think that they should have given Nikki a heel turn until the match was over. I think she should have been given a match opportunity by Stephanie because they're really good friends, right? And she knows that she wants an opportunity for the belt and she wants to give it to her. And so they have a match and it's a good match and Nikki tries everything and then she does not get the victory. And it seems like everything's okay, but then she attacks Stephanie then. That would have made a lot more sense to me. This just felt rushed, and I felt as such, I didn't really have any investment here. I expected a decent match, and what I got was an okay one. Um, God, I'm not trying to bury Stephanie Vaquer or Nikki Bella to be perfectly honest, because I don't hate either women. I think Stephanie is a fantastic wrestler. And Nikki and Stephanie looked good together in the ring, but if we were going by why they were in the ring and we're supposed to feel all this vitriol and all this like a hatred from Nikki and Stephanie is supposed to be like, fuck you too. I didn't really get that. This wasn't even a good exhibition. To be perfectly honest, it lacked the emotional drive that they thought it had. Um, and as such, I didn't really feel the intensity in the match itself. Um, Saying that, I mean, they went out there. It was kind of like watching. It was kind of like watching, somebody dance by numbers, or you know what I mean. Where you'll watch somebody dance and it's like they did they didn't do bad. They did a great job. There just wasn't anything there. You didn't really feel there was nothing there. Or somebody singing a song. They may have a beautiful voice, um, but there's no passion there because you can feel that they don't relate to what they're singing about. That's kind of what this match was for me. Um,
Kind of paint by numbers.
yeah, yeah, kind of here wrestle step wrestle here, step wrestle to be like it was just Uh, so this again, not match of the night for me, but it was just an okay match. It was just an okay match with the storyline that I kind of wish they had let simmer a bit longer.
Yeah, I'm fully in agreement with you on all counts. I'm I know that they tried to build this heat, um, but the we just became best friends out of nowhere one week. Week two, hey, we're super besties. Week three, the betrayal is just too short of an arc for anybody to buy in. And so this didn't have any heat. If anything, I felt like kind of wah wah because it felt like they flubbed it. Like it was just mishandled. And so
Also,
I was
is
like,
that the only storyline they got for women? Is it is like every
super best friend
storyline?
betraying me.
Yeah, is that really the only thing they got going? I don't know.
It, it
Like
it does seem popular, right? We've got Nia Jax's friendship with Stratton was like the whole arc for Stratton's eventual, championship run by way of was it Money in the Bank? And it was
yeah.
not terribly dissimilar that Naomi was the one that threw Jade through a car. So yeah, it does kind of feel that way.
Like that's the only thing that these bitches do. Look, you better not have a best friend in WWE. Don't you do it.
Yeah, I mean, based on the evidence, Lash Legend is going to turn on Nia Jax any minute now.
Yeah, whenever she goes face, I'm sure that's how she's gonna do it.
Yeah. But that notwithstanding, even if that's the arc they went with, this was a poor execution of that arc. Like it just didn't have time to do what it needed to do.
Yeah.
And so I think you could have done better just building heat with Nikki coming back and getting in her face and saying, "Look, I want that belt. I came back for gold."
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that
just
that would
skip
have been
the
better.
secret best friend betrayal arc altogether because you
Yep.
just didn't have enough time to execute on it properly. Um, because like nobody believed it, right? Like it came out of nowhere. It lasted for a week, and then she did the betrayal, and she did it. I remember talking about this the night that she did it. It was like it was a casual afterthought, so much so that they like redid it with Stephanie Vaquer supposedly coming out for an interview and being attacked from Nick, by Nikki from behind because they're like,
Yeah,
we are just not, we are failing at generating any heat on this one. Now, as far as the match itself, I can't really complain. It was nothing to write home about for either of these two
yeah,
women, but there was nothing major to say it was bad. It was kind of, as you say, it was, a standard match we could have watched on any, like, SmackDown or Raw. Um, I will say, I absolutely adore Stephanie Vaquer's what is it, like Sky Twister
oh
finisher?
yeah,
Her
yeah,
her
that's so
corkscrew
cool.
moonsault with like the double twist is
Yeah,
it's an impressive move, but that was about the only thing I found impressive in this match, unfortunately. So for me, this would be the weakest match of the night. And again, it wasn't terrible, but it didn't stand out either. Like this is a match that we could have seen any other time, and I hope they can book Stephanie Vaquer better than this because like we're coming off of like she just had when this betrayal arc took place, it was literally in the mid card of like a Monday Night Raw, and her it being a championship match was kind of glossed over, and here it's the weakest match on this pay per view. So I really am hopeful to see or I hope they will. I don't know if I'm hopeful, but I am hoping that they will handle Stephanie Vaquer's championship with a little bit better booking than what we've seen thus far because it's not
yeah.
impressing me.
Mm-mm.
And it's not anything Stephanie's doing. Stephanie is perfectly fine. It's how she's being booked and these story arcs are just it's not good so far. Um so yeah, I'm in the same camp as you. This was the weakest match of the evening.
Yeah,
Um but we are then um, set up for, I guess, the main event, which is the men's war game match, the fourth match of the night. And I can't think of a match stacked with more heavy hitters than this one.
yeah,
Um, on Team Punk, I guess would be fair to say, we've got CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and the Usos. I mean, these are all champions.
yeah,
Um, and then on the other side of the coin, you've got Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, The Vision, which is Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed, with Paul Heyman, of course, and none other than the Beast Brock Lesnar. And I mean, this is just the heaviest hitters on the roster.
yeah,
This is an all-star match right here. And I'm not trying to say that it wasn't the same case with the women, but I mean this is a conglomeration of the men's talents that we haven't seen before. Like I think they even made mention that like Brock Lesnar never teams with anyone ever.
yeah,
Like when he was coming out, they were like he fights solo always. So like he never is in a team and he doesn't need to be. Like he by himself is like three other dudes, you know?
yeah.
So yeah, this was insanity going into it. And that said, what were your thoughts on the men's War Games match?
I think most of my talking points will be about the MVP of the match for me because this was a great
Paul?
match. Huh?
No, I was being facetious.
What'd
I
you
said Logan Paul.
No. Um, but because this match was great. It was. And there was some storytelling there that Cody Rhodes made me raise an eyebrow several times in this match. Um, but the MVP of this fucking match, yes, fucking match, CM Punk. That's right. I'm gonna say
What?
it. I'm gonna say
Punk?
it. Yes, he started the match and his team lost advantage, which means that he was about to get his ass kicked by two dudes. And I can't think of any two combination of dudes from that team that I would want my ass kicked by. If that, like I wouldn't think at all. You know, I don't want to deal with Logan Paul, but I don't mind Drew McIntyre getting in this ring. I'll whip his ass. Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar, bring it. No, name a dude. Name a dude from that. Name two dudes from that
None.
group.
There isn't. Paul Heyman, maybe. Like if Paul Heyman was coming to the ring, you might have a chance.
Maybe. Yeah, seriously. So yeah, no, there's no two combination of men from Lesnar's team that I would want my ass kicked by for about 5 6 minutes. But CM Punk did a fantastic job being the first guy from Roman's or I guess from his team uh to get into the match. Like there was
Yeah.
even one move that he did that I had to compliment immediately because it looked great and the execution was fantastic and it was just a smart looking move. Um, I think he tried to do a clothesline or
Punk
some sort of
or
like Punk did.
I think what was happening is because Punk starts this match, right? Which surprised us. That's another thing worth mentioning. It's another one where we were completely thrown off guard by who they started and finished with. Because I thought CM Punk would be like the anchor.
Yeah,
Instead, he starts the match and he's up against young and hungry Braun Breaker. So that's bad enough. But you
true.
know, like someone's going to come into the match next who's like worse, and it turns out it's McIntyre who he has history with. So CM Punk is just getting demolished. But the move that you're talking about is against Braun Breaker,
Yeah.
and Breaker was attempting to do the thing where he starts doing the wraparound, like maybe wraparound clothesline, because I think it's too soon for the wraparound spear, where he just bounces off the ropes fast and faster.
Hmm.
And the move you're talking about, I think, right, is Punk doing the like single leg
He ends
drop
up
kick or
yeah,
leaping calf kick or
yeah,
whatever it
yeah, yeah.
was.
He ends up doing the leg. Yeah,
Yeah, because we saw that starting and we're like, oh, Punk's in trouble. And then Punk was like, am I though? And
yeah,
so he just drills Breaker with a leaping calf kick that drops Breaker into the mat. And he's like, bro,
yeah. Yeah, and I'm immediately like, nice, nice, Punk, nice. Yeah, no, and from then on out, CM Punk continued to look exceptionally well in this match. Um, everybody else looked good. I mean, Jesus Christ, Brock Lesnar just came in there and bodied everybody, as you would expect. Uh, Roman Reigns comes in and just Superman punches Brock Lesnar for about 10 minutes. I
for like
mean, like,
10 minutes. Yeah.
it was a great closing match. They opened the show as they closed it, in my opinion. Logan looks good, although he was not the star of the channel in this match. I think I saw more action from the likes of Lesnar, McIntyre, and uh, Breaker.
Literally everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean Bronson, I saw him a little bit too, but again, like those three, like Breaker, Lesnar, and McIntyre were kind of the ones that stood out the most. Cody was kind of the one that stood out early on, but then he kind of faded, and so did the Usos when it came to it. It was more like Roman Reigns and CM Punk and a little bit of Jimmy, but Cody, I want to talk about that thing that weird one of the weird things that Cody did um during this match. Now, he's in the ring. He just gets in there and there is only Drew and
Oh,
Breaker
yeah.
at this point. So Drew
Because
and
Cody was the
Breaker,
second man for Team Punk, right?
right, and CM Punk. So then Cody comes in, and we're surprised that he's number two because we're like, oh, geez. We honestly
Yeah.
thought that it would be Jimmy or Jay who would be opening. But I think they were like, nah, you guys would expect that because that's kind of usually how it goes whenever they're in Survivor Series or War Games.
Yeah.
If it's Jimmy and Jay, then Jimmy and Jay come out like one right after the other, and they're usually the first two. So that's what I mean. Honestly, that's what I was expecting. But no, Cody comes out second, and he bodies Breaker He bodies Drew, and CM Punk is behind him. Like he's in between CM Punk and the heel team.
Yeah, the bronze.
He placed himself there. Like so he knew where he was. He saw Drew McIntyre. He saw Braun Breaker. They were on the mat. He put them there. CM
Yeah, in
Punk
front of
comes up
him.
behind him, and before CM Punk can touch him, he just elbows him right in the and knocks him down.
Yeah,
And then
huge back elbow.
he's apologizing, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing, though? Who did you think it was?"
Yeah, who else would it be? You're in a cage. You know that CM Punk is in there with two opponents, and you see both of those opponents in front of you, and yet you still just drive a huge back elbow into CM Punk.
You knocked the
Cody, are
shit out
you
of
all
him. Yeah, are we doing okay, Cody? Do you need something? Well, on top of that, uh, I predicted that the heels would definitely win this match. I mean, I loved the team of faces, right? Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Usos. This is no slouch team here. The last person to whip Lesnar's ass is Cody Rhodes. Uh, the one before that is Roman Reigns. Like they're in the match together. So this is, you know, but you got the likes of Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, who, yes, he's young, but he's vicious, he's greedy, he's sneaky, and he's a little rat. So he's still a very good competitor in the ring. And then you got the Vision, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. This is a crazy fucking team right here.
Yeah, yep.
So I predicted that the heels would be the ones who would go over, and I was correct. But can we talk about what happened after the match? Again, with
Mhm.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
So Roman Reigns, after the other team, the heels have
Team
left.
Vision. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Team Vision, they've left the ring. The mat is now Team Faces, and we're telling the story here. Roman goes over. He looks at Cody. He looks at CM Punk, and both of them are down on the mat. And he extends a hand out to CM Punk, and he helps him up. And they exchange words, and I think there was even like a little sideways fist bump or something like that. And then he looks over at Cody, and he extends his hand to help Cody up. No, Cody didn't want a hand. Cody stands up on his own, and then just kind of bucks up in Roman's face, and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah,
what
it was
happened?
hard to hear, but it sounded like Cody was like, "No, I don't need your help. I'll never need your help," or something along those lines. And then Roman was like, "Okay, I'll remember that."
Yeah, and he says something along the lines of, "This is the last time that you and I team up." He says that to Cody, and then he walks away, and Cody is just like full of attitude. And I mean, I'm gonna
Yeah.
assume at this point that this is all kayfabe, and this is like, for the story, and not like something that they're just not gonna pretend happened. Because I mean, they even tried to get the or tried to get the microphone close so that they could catch what was being said. So I'm gonna I'm just gonna use all that and say that is there still like a heel turn that's supposed to be happening with Cody?
I think
Is my
so.
man, like, is he going to the dark place? Like what? What's the deal? Because
I feel like Cody has been on the path to a heel turn ever since he I'm still convinced he's the one that attacked Jacob Fatu.
I mean, you might be right. I just don't understand the attitude, and especially to Roman. Like, and then I'm thinking, like, did something happen in the match that I just didn't notice? Like, did Roman push Cody out the way or something, or like what
No.
happened?
If we re-examine the events of that match, the only one on Team Punk that attacked another member of Team Punk was Cody Rhodes back elbowing CM Punk. Like
Yeah,
you can't help but think it's overt. It's like he knows the score coming to the ring. He realizes Punk is in there with two opponents. He's got McIntyre and Breaker in front of him. So who did he think came up behind him? You know, it's
Seriously.
Cage. Nobody snuck in. Well, not till the end. Um,
Oh yeah.
like it's overt that Cody, in bad faith, back elbows the bejesus out of CM Punk. Like, there's no way that the QB, who is so locked in, missed that detail.
Yeah. So that was crazy. And yeah, there was, so even with all of these huge like big names, these powerhouses in the ring, they didn't bury a single member of either team. Instead, somebody climbs the fence, climbs the gate in all black, black hoodie, everything. I mean, even gloves. I don't even think we saw the hands. We saw no part
Yeah, no, he was
of this
covered head to
person's
toe.
yeah, of this person's body. And they just land in the ring. They stand there for a second, and everybody's like, "Huh?" And
Right?
then,
Everyone's like, "Who's this? What's he gonna do?"
yeah, and then who gets the super kick? Was it CM Punk?
Everything that happened next, bad, it all occurred to CM Punk.
Yeah. Again, MVP. And for those people out there, this small community of people that, I mean, I understand you don't like CM Punk, you don't like or the actual guy, Phil. I get it. But for those people out there, the little small congregation of people that are making comments about CM Punk's in-ring work or his lack of bump taking, shut the entire fuck up, please. Like roll up in a ball of shut the fuck up. Eat your way out of the shut the fuck up. Shit the shut the fuck up. And then go out and have another giant helping of shut the fuck up. Honestly,
Yeah.
because my man is taking bumps. I don't even know. I don't know what the fuck.
He
I don't know
took
where
all
we
the
got that
bumps.
from. I don't know what we're talking about now. There are plenty of reasons to have issues with Phil or whatever. Whether or not he takes bumps ain't it. Shut up, you clown cars.
Yeah, and even I have nothing but praise for CM Punk's performance in this. Like, he did great. He he did everything he was supposed to do. He took all the bumps, like several from Brock Lesnar.
All of them.
Um, he's
That's
the one
all the
that got
bumps you need to take for the rest of your life if you take them
he
from Brock.
he acted with humility. Like, he ate a back elbow from Cody. He was the one that got destroyed by the Man in Black and then by Braun Breaker, and he's the one that took the pinfall. So, like, I have nothing bad to say at all about Punk. If anything, he did great here, and I say that as a harsh critic of CM Punk.
Yeah. Like, what more did you want this dude to do at this point? Like, the only thing that we have said, and we talked mad shit about CM Punk when he came back, was if he's in there doing what he's supposed to do, if he's giving nobody trouble, no smoke, if nobody backstage has anything to say about him, if he's just doing his job and fucking doing what he's told, and then that's that, then okay. We got nothing to say. If he's getting in the ring and he's giving us what we want, we got nothing to say. We're not gonna find shitty stuff to bring up about
Mm-mm.
this dude. So for
No,
those people
I
that are
ain't
just
trying to
looking for
attach.
shit,
Yeah, I'm not trying to attach anything to him that he hasn't earned. Otherwise, that makes any of my previous criticisms seem really suspect, like I'm just out for the guy. I actually think he did great here. And one of the things I've said since he's been back in WWE is I hope he makes this chance work. And it looks like he is.
so what are y'all on right now? Like, what does this dude need to do? Whatever it is, I don't care. I'm sure he doesn't either. So anyway, this dude in black jumps in into the ring. He lands like, he just stands there, and everybody's like, "Whoa, Nani?" And then
Nani?
he super kicks CM Punk. CM Punk's on his knees. He super kicks him, and then CM Punk slumps forward, and then this dude gives him the stump, and then he runs right out of the ring on the other side, just runs up the gate like Spider Man, and he's gone, and that's that. And
Yeah,
they
you're not
showed.
wrong. He got out of that cage with a quickness. I mean,
Yeah.
like whoever it was, they're in excellent shape.
Yes, and the commentators make sure to remind us that, like, no, this is not Seth. This is not Seth freaking Rollins. Like, he just had shoulder surgery. Like, this is not him. And I believe them. I don't know who that person was. There's lots of speculation that it's Austin Theory.
Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does have the Austin Theory build. He also has the same build of oh god, what's her name's guy? Rhea's
Buddy Matthews.
yeah. So could be that. Like, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm excited to see, because that was a great little surprise. I didn't expect it. I mean, they had enough dudes in this ring that either team could win, and I would be like, "Oh yeah, no, that makes sense." Right? And they had the quote unquote weak link in both matches. Technically speaking, like, it would be one of the Usos. There'd be like Jimmy, most likely would be what they would consider the weak link, and then Logan Paul on the opposing team would be the considered weak link, only because he's young. I don't know why they do that to
Yeah,
Jimmy.
he's
To be
he's
perfectly
he's got
honest.
the because like who else, right? It can't be
Yeah.
main event Jey Uso.
Yeah.
He's also the only one that hasn't been like a world champion singles competitor yet.
Yeah. True.
But he is a multi-time tag champion.
Yeah. And the better of the two between him and his brother when it comes to in ring
In
work.
ring, yeah,
Yeah. I'm just keeping it real. Keeping it real. But honestly, this was CM Punk MVP, and this was a really good match. And yeah, lots of fun.
nice.
And I feel like War Games opened, or Survivor Series, whatever you call it, Survivor Game War Series. Um, I
Not
feel
the Motor
like
City gun machines.
the same, my man. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, can I give my number, my neck nubs?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Do you mind if I
just
speak to the match before we hit our
no, no,
reviews?
no. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I agree with you pretty much on all counts. This was insane. There's only one spot in the match that I was like, oh no. And there was a Tower of Doom that they gave CM Punk and I think Cody Rhodes gave to Braun Breaker, where Braun literally took that on the worst way you can, like straight to the back of the neck and head. And so for a bit there, we were like, uh oh, is Braun Breaker going to be okay? Because it was a bad tumble.
Yeah,
Um, but it looks like Breaker was able to, get it together and he competes for the rest of the match just fine. So we certainly hope that he's okay and that that's one that he just got lucky, even though it was a bad bump. Maybe he's strong enough and young enough to bounce back from it because that was brutal.
yeah,
Um, but aside from that, everyone showed up and showed out. Um, CM Punk, as you mentioned, did great here. Brock looked as impressive as you would ever expect. As you mentioned, Roman Reigns comes out. Brock tries to meet him at the entrance ramp and then proceeds to eat like what felt like 50 different flavors of Superman punch until Brock recovers when he beats him from the entrance ramp all the way around the cage to where the announce desks are. And then Brock Lesnar F5s Roman Reigns through an announce desk and is like, my work here is done, and gets back in the ring and proceeds to start suplexing everyone. And yeah,
yeah,
to kind of speak to the point you made about like whether or not Punk takes bumps, he ate like so many suplexes from Brock Lesnar and the F5. So yeah, CM Punk takes bumps, guys.
yeah,
I don't know who put that out there. I don't know if that's conflated with like Karrion Cross being claimed to not take bumps, who also takes bumps. So in both cases, it's bullshit. Um, Dawn,
yeah. I
you
don't know
made a
how
great
popular
case
this
for
is. Yeah,
how many shut the fuck up sacks of shit they should eat. So um, but we got to see kind of Breaker versus Roman, who's the champion of the spear. Currently, it's Roman. Um, and you know, we got to see. I know we're used to seeing some big crazy spot from Logan Paul, and he does do a frog splash off of like the top rope, but it's not anything like, ascending to the top of the cage and doing like a triple Lindy to land on everyone or anything like that, which we're used to from Paul. In this instance, we get Paul Heyman handing Logan Paul those brass knuckles, and then Logan Paul just goes on a tirade of knocking the crap out of people with brass knuckles. um, so that was his spot, and I think you had mentioned we didn't see a lot out of Bronson Reed, but like right when he got into the match, I think he gave a tsunami to damn near everyone on the
Yeah.
opposing team. So we did get to see something, and in his case, I'm glad he didn't try like a 30-foot tsunami and break both ankles again. I'm good with
That,
them
yeah.
being a little more conservative on that one. Um, and then of course, you mentioned the mystery man who jumps into the cage, super kicks Punk, stomps him, and then like basically like one-legged leaps out of the ring. Like he got out of there so fast. I would hate to have a cage match with whoever that is.
Yeah.
The prevailing theory is that it is Austin Theory. See what I did there? Um, and I could believe it. Austin is nothing if not in phenomenal shape, but we don't know for sure. But I think that's the prevailing online theory is that it is Austin Theory, and I'm okay with it. If the vision was put together to kind of have like Seth Rollins pull up a bunch of young talents, Austin Theory fits into that mold quite nicely. And
Yeah.
and I know that right now it seems like McIntyre and Logan Paul are just sort of friends of the Vision, but I mean that is a powerful stable if you take all of those parts.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, excellent storytelling throughout this match. Cody Rhodes does look like he's like going headlong into a heel turn, like maybe he crumbled under the pressure of hanging onto that title, doing whatever it takes, and staying the QB. And I think the powder keg moment was. I think I'm really convinced that we're going to find out that he was the one that attacked Jacob Fatu because he didn't want to have to face Jacob Fatu. Instead, he would prefer to face the guy that he knows he's beaten before, which is Drew McIntyre. And I'm waiting for the fallout from that when Jacob Fatu comes back and he's all like, "Yeah, it was that motherfucker Cody Rhodes that and then they're gonna fight." Um, but yeah, this aside from that scary spot with Breaker, this was a pretty excellent men's War Games match. Now, I will say of both of the War Games matches, maybe it's just me. You can let me know if you felt similarly, but it seemed like they both came to a close fairly quickly once all competitors were in there. And I feel like in the past, the matches went a little bit longer once the actual match begins, once everybody's in there. But these kind of like, made their point kind of quick. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing that they didn't belabor it, but it did to me it felt like it was quicker than past War Games matches in both the men's and the women's. Did you get
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. No, it did feel a lot quicker than other matches in the past. Um, I even feel like I even feel like the people getting into the ring happened a lot quicker, but um I can't be too sure, but yeah, no, the match once everybody was in, the bell rang whenever it truly started. I feel like we got maybe 10 minutes at most.
Yeah, yeah, it seemed to wrap up pretty quick. I can only assume it's because they were on a strict timetable.
Mm,
Um, and I'm not saying that they didn't get any of what they needed to done. They did. It just to me it felt like these were some of the faster War Games matches that I've experienced in the past from WWE.
yeah,
But again, it doesn't take anything away from it. It's just something I noticed.
yeah.
Um, So that said, after that match and the standoff that you mentioned that occurred, kind of like, Roman and CM Punk are getting along, but Cody Rhodes bucks and gets all in, the tribal chief's face. Um, we kind of see that as the closing moments as the show goes off the air. Um, So after that men's War Games match, we are at the end. So what was your final review of WWE Survivor Series War Games 2025?
I may not have been into every single storyline for for every match, but every match was good. Um, and I think the weakest match being the one with Stephanie Vicaire and Nikki Bella um, was still a good match. It was just more like something I would expect to see on Raw, something like that. Like it just didn't give me that big match feel.
Big match feel, yeah.
Yeah. Um, but other than that, we had three spectacular matches. Um, with some pretty decent moves in there, some pretty good storytelling. I feel like I would have, in all honesty, given this PLE, uh, I would have given it 9 neck nubs, but because of uh the general weakness of Stephanie Vicaire versus Nikki Bella, just in ring work and storyline, I wasn't invested in any of it. I gotta knock the show down to an 8, but that's still good. 8.5 neck dubs. That's still amazing. In my opinion, definitely top tier. It was a fantastic PLE, and if you haven't watched it, I would totally suggest that you go and give it a look because it really was. It was good.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. We're actually very close on this one. Um, I felt like War Games, for the most part, was firing on all cylinders here. Again, with the exception being kind of the weaker match of the night. And just because it was weaker doesn't mean it was bad. It was still a good match. It just didn't stand out the way the other matches on the card did. And that was, of course, Vakir and Bella. I agree with you wholeheartedly. They kind of flubbed the storyline. And then on top of that, like, it didn't have a big match feel to it. Not the way like I feel like Cena and Dominic for the Intercontinental title had a bigger match feel than this one for the Women's World Championship. So,
Yeah,
but I mentioned that earlier. I'm really hoping that they can book Vakir better and make it feel more impactful when she's defending her belt, because I feel like Vakir is an excellent talent.
hmm,
And that's not to say that Nikki Bella isn't good too, but Vakir is like, I think she's breakout on another level. And so if they bad book her, I mean, I really just don't want to see that happen.
yeah,
But thus far, I feel like we're seeing that happen.
yeah,
Um, I did feel like both of the War Games matches were excellent, even though I mentioned that I felt like they were a little bit shorter. Once all the competitors were in the ring, it seemed like, they brought it to a close fairly quicker than they have in the past. But, leaving me wanting more is not a bad thing. That means what I was seeing, I was liking, and so I was like, oh, it's over. Um, and they were good matches. There were some minor flubs. There was only one real dangerous spot, and that was Breaker taking that tumble off the Tower of Doom. And since, he looks like he's okay, cool, but, like, let's not destroy the future.
yeah,
This early on. Let's let Breaker have more of a career before you decide he needs neck surgery. Um, and to be perfectly honest, Cena versus Mysterio was an absolute treat, like far more so than I expected. Um, and you add to it, we had the yeah, I was a little surprised. You said you figured it was going to happen, but the surprise return of Liv Morgan in this match was also
Oh,
very
well,
nice.
you remember I mentioned it. Okay, so Raquel and Roxanne come out with him, right? And
Yeah,
what was the first thing I said? I go, "Why are the ladies coming out with him?" And then after that, I said, "That makes me feel like Liv Morgan's gonna show up." Now she showed up not because of the ladies though. Like
yeah,
so my reasoning was way off, but she still showed up.
yeah, she did, and I like the way that it played out. That this was all a bigger, like, team collaborative, because they've been acting like the Judgment Day is not on the same page, right? But
Yeah,
for this match, the Judgment Day, like, in full, all had to get behind helping Dominic Mysterio get this title off of John Cena, and they
yeah,
did. And so it was great for the Judgment Day. It was a fantastic way to put over young Dominic Mysterio, and it was a good showing from John Cena. Just aces that match was. I was so pleased with it.
yeah,
Um, Now, getting to how many neck nubs I give it, I I was kind of in the same boat. Like I was like, this is like a 9, except that like I've got to take into consideration things like the botch that frightened me for Braun Breaker's continued career, and the Vaquer match and Bella match, Vaquer and Bella not being very good, and badly storylined and kind of poorly booked with no heat, and what that's doing for Stephanie's, early on in her run. And so I ended up, out of fairness for everything else that was good, I only cost it half a point. So I ended up at 8.5, where you went all the way down to 8.
Mhm.
But then I think you amended to say 8, 8.5 is somewhere where yours is sitting. So we arrived
Mhm.
relatively similarly. But regardless, that makes War Games top tier.
Yeah.
And I would recommend it. Anybody who's a fan of the WWE and likes their paid live events, this was a good one. And it's definitely a nice, it's nice that they're moving away from like the abysmal WrestlePalooza. Like we
Yeah.
had nothing good to say about that one, but this was good. Um, and it leaves me interested in several of the developing storylines. Like I feel like it was good for Dom Mysterio. It's good for where we're heading with the Judgment Day, the return of Liv Morgan. Like those are all, ooh, what's happening now? Is the
Yeah.
Judgment Day back on the path to being an extremely dominant faction again? Um, it left me wondering, what's going on with like, Roman and Cody and CM Punk, because on Raw, Roman was like, "Hey, I think that title would look good on me," and CM Punk's like, "Were you talking to me or Cody?" So now it looks like if he's gonna gun for someone, it's probably gonna be Cody because Cody's pissed him off.
Yeah.
Um, Brock
Oh, maybe
Lesnar had
that's
a
why
good
Cody
showing.
was being all swole about it.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but I feel like they've been teasing us with this Cody Rhodes heel turn, and I feel like it's coming sooner rather than later. Like,
Hmm.
and the vibe that I'm getting off the story that they're presenting is that he's cracking under the pressure of trying to be this baby-faced hero, but having to resort to doing what is necessary to keep a title around his waist. And I think we're seeing that. Brock Lesnar looked good. He did not trip on the entranceway or rip his jeans because he was wearing no jeans in this one. Drew looked good. Drew hit some killer, like out of nowhere claymores through the match. I didn't mention it earlier, but he did. He was solid in this match. Um, yeah, it was good. So that's my take on it. I would recommend this as a viewing experience for anyone who's a fan of the WWE.
Agreed.
Well, that all said, this has been our review of WWE Survivor Series War Games 2025, and I want to thank all of our listeners who have joined us for this episode, and I invite you all to join us for our next episode, which, since we don't have any AEW or WWE pay-per-views, I believe we'll resume with our coverage of Monday Night Raw and then SmackDown later in the week. Until then, I don't think there's much for me to do but roll the outro. Hey guys!
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Top Tier Wrestling. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the latest AEW and WWE news and shows. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode. Follow us on social media for updates and to join the conversation. Until next time, everyone, remember, wrestling is always better when it's top tier.